Hi, my name is Kristen Stifflemire, and this is my informative speech. So, technology is growing rapidly day by day. Most people are starting to realize that technology can help make things easier in many different ways. One of the places where we can obviously see the growth of the use of technologies in the schooling system. More and more schools are beginning to let their students bring and use their own devices during school. This may be smartphones, laptops, tablets, or even iPads. In a number of these schools, students can bring in their own device and use them during class. This opens up a whole new side to school. Could this pose a problem in our school systems? Or could this allowance be helpful? Although allowing students to bring their own devices could prove useful in some cases, it could also cause a few problems. Students could use these devices to do such things as note-taking, research, or even help with an assignment from a teacher. But a problem with this may be academic dishonesty, or the thing teenagers love to do most, texting. Here at Copperas Cove High School, students are allowed to use devices when permitted to do so. To be permitted, teachers must get consent from the principal, and if approved, students may use a laptop, cell phone, or other types of electronic devices. This is called BYOD, which stands for Bring Your Own Device. Other schools like us are also starting to do the same. According to Sam Evans Brown from New Hampshire Public Radio, for 3 years, Oyster River Middle School in Durham, New Hampshire, has been letting students use their touchscreen devices in class. There are many other schools across the states who are also trying to get the bring your own device idea into their schooling systems too. Here at our school, we mainly use our devices for note-taking. Note-taking on smartphones can be a great way to take notes. By doing this, students will be able to type their notes instead of writing them, and will also ensure that the students have them handy on them at all times whenever they need to look at them up. This makes notes easily accessible. Whenever teachers write notes on a board, some students choose to snap a quick picture so that they can write it down in a notebook later. Some students, on the other hand, stick to write it then and there note-taking style, which works too, and others may not even have a device to bring in use. So the optional cell phone note-taking process can easily come in handy. Also, by doing this, students would be able to share notes with one another, which would benefit multiple people. But ultimately, taking notes on a smartphone can be a good optional way to take notes easier. Not only could technology use in school help for note-taking, but it could also be good for research. Sometimes it is hard for students to access computers in school, so bringing a device would be a helpful alternate. Cell phones can be our own personal libraries. A writer of an article, Mary Ellen Ellis, says, "Students today have been raised with so much technology. This type of communication is often easier and more comfortable for them than the traditional methods of raising hands and using pens and paper. Having electronics in the classrooms at appropriate times will help students greatly. There are many applications in these devices that can be used for school-related assignments. Teachers are beginning to see the potential for supplementing lessons and educational materials," says Ellis. "In a few of my classes here at the high school, teachers require us to use our cell phones to research certain topics that are affiliated with the assignments we are given. For most students, using phones to research would easily be traded for reading about a topic through a textbook. Most teenagers would happily trade electronics for books. With these good uses for technology in mind, let's look at the opposing side of having devices in school. With the device on hand, students are more susceptible to cheating. Nikki from Social Mom's website says that smartphones have been implicated in a number of high school cheating scandals. It is understandable that this may cause academic dishonesty in some cases, but in other can be restricted beforehand. Some students choose to take the easy way out and cheat their way through high school. So while taking a test, the student may pull out a cell phone and look up a few quick answers because they didn't study the night before. Devices can also be a quiet distraction. With all of the high-tech applications and functions that electronics are now being equipped with, we can easily get sidetracked. While teachers may tell students to go to a certain website for notes, it is such a temptation to log onto a social networking site like Facebook, for example. Texting is one of the most seen temptations with teenagers. You see a message pop up on your phone and you automatically have to look at it. The bad thing about having a device in school is that constant urge of wanting to text. We're all all guilty of it at some point. If we have devices like cell phones in the school systems, then kids will no doubt text. Not only this, but other devices such as the iPad have an app that allows people to send messages back and forth to each other. Unless the electronic devices were somehow monitored by administrators, then texting would be something that would not be able to be stopped. So in conclusion, the use of electronic devices in school systems is growing fast. Many schools are already introducing the bring your own device concept, and some are not far behind. Although having these devices may be very helpful in many ways, it is also apparent that the use of devices could have some major distractions and could result in the loss of attention and learning.